devil talking that slick talk with a pitchfork, leaving wise men real pissed off. They came in one hand, swinging blades of a sword. The other hand, man, they gave us the cross. We got sucker punched, but in the end, show enough, eating that sucker's lunch. Israel, we in for a fight, so you better knuckle up. Guard your grill, make sure that you bob and weave. It's that fervent heat coming out of World War III. It's the type of bombs make your bones crack and your flesh melt. The fall of Esau, Moab, and Ishmael. I can't wait to see chariots doing fishtails, and we gon' watch this place burn just like a lit grill.
Similar to that. But today we call ourselves African Americans. We've taken on the bywords of these other nations. That's a curse put on our people. Right. How is it that we come, sis, and build this nation and don't have nothing to show for it? Everybody else can come in and get the top. Look, put it this way. Other nations that come in and get welfare, we'll start there, get more welfare than the so-called blacks and Hispanics. Exactly. A way bigger state. They get education first before us. They're able to get the business license and loans first before us. And they come and crap on us. And they take the money and go back and help their nation. We don't do that. We don't do that, sis. Read that again.
A proverb and a byword among all nations.
Among all nations. Swatza. Negro. Okay, that's the Spanish. All right? Read on.
Whether the Lord shall lead thee.
Wherever the Most High hath scattered us for our disrespectful and our disobedience. Read.
Verse 8. Thou shalt carry my seed out into the field, and shall gather but little in.
Read.
For the locust shall consume it.
Now, keep going.
39. Thou shalt plant vineyards.
We shall plant vineyards. Did we not do that with the cotton? Did we not do that with the tobacco, the corn and everything? Read.
And dress them.
And dress them. We tighten things up, making sure it's not ain't no parasites or anything on it. Read.
But shall neither drink of the wine.
We didn't even get to indulge in the wine. That was Massa's wine. Read.
Nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them.
Come on.
Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coast, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil.
Even today in our homeland, we're known for having olive trees all throughout our coast. Are we there to anoint ourselves, or is the Amalek, the nation of Amalek, they're anointing themselves with the Palestinians, man? They're in our land, sis. That is our land. It's not Africa. Give me the one with the children. 32.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Think about it, sis, with our foremothers and our foreparents. When we were on the plantation, it was known that the master, the slave owners, the bastard would come at night, or when the sister was out there working on the field, and steal the child and sell it off to auction. There was nothing you could do about it. Read it again from the top.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Read.
And thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
Read. Remember, like the movie Roots. Remember when Kizzy was sold off? You remember that? Kizzy's boyfriend, the one that she wanted to marry, he tried to run and escape. His behind got carted off too. It was a horrible thing. There's nothing you could do about it. And they broke their back from Massa, but Kizzy ended up going, not Kizzy. Remember that part? Read.
And there shall be no might in thy head.
Yeah.
Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them.
Why?
For they shall go into captivity.
Now that not only was that speaking about back then, our forefathers, and now our sons and daughters, the prison system, what's the majority of the people that's in there? Blacks and Mexicans. And they're building more. That's the new slave plantation now. That's it. It's for us, sister. And that's the thing, you know, so funny. These young brothers that get out here and fight over Michael Jordans. Michael Jordan invested in the prison system.
Right.
You say the same thing. Yes, ma'am. He's awake. All praises, all praises. I pray that you have that flyer. Come and fellowship assist before you go. I have to give you the laws. At 4, all praises. All praises, sister. Listen to this real quick before you go.
Deuteronomy 22 and 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man. Neither shall a man put on women's garments.
Now think about it, sis. Yolanda, Officer REA, we can go back. I know you've seen that movie, The Help. Remember that? What did those sisters have on? Huh? They had on dresses just like our foremothers in the field. What do they have on? The pants didn't come in. They still had a dress. Ain't no difference when our sisters go to the clinic. Say, for instance, the Most High may put a yeast infection on. They go see the gynecologist. The first thing the gynecologist is going to tell you to do is what? Put on loose-fitting clothing. Why? Exactly. Read this. You know. All praises. Read this.
Isaiah 3:16. Moreover, the Lord said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty.
Now stop. The thing that I'm bringing out is our young sisters. If you look across the street, a lot of our sisters have on wigs. You have to wear your natural. Okay, don't perm your hair. They did a study where there was autopsies done and it was nothing but spots.
It was like a cap. It was like they had it cut off and then you just see the brain. Some of them had the brain on the outside on the table. Sorry if I'm getting gory with this. I'm going to try not to be too gory, okay? Well, with this one particular black woman, she had like a lot of dark patches, spots in her brain right in here. And to me, it looked like someone did a blunt trauma, a blunt force. They hit her with a blunt object against her head. So I said, this woman must have been beaten to death. And so the doctor guy comes over and he looks at the body, he looks at the head, and he goes, no. He says, you talking about those black markings? And he's like, yeah. I said, well, he said, why do you say that? And I said, well, you can also see where it looks spongy. You know how a sponge looks? It looks like something was eating away at her brain too. And so I thought that the blunt object like cracked her brain and some of the blood come out. I don't know what the reasoning is, but where these black marks, these dark marks were, there was a little spongy texture in that area. Looks like something was eating slowly away at that part of the brain. And he looked at me nonchalantly and said, no, this is common for black women to have these markings in your head. Now, of course, I'm looking at him like, what are you talking about, black woman? Is this racist thing? What are you doing? What are you talking about? And he looked at me like, he says, the chemicals that you put in your hair, this is what happens to your brain. Now, I am standing there like shocked because I am one of the people who was doing that to her head. And I'm saying, no, perms don't do that to your hair. It can't be that. It has to be dye or it has to be, you know, hereditary. And so you know what he does? He goes in, he looks at a clipboard, and he goes into these silver refrigerators. It's the only thing I can, or coolers. And he pulls out two more bodies. One body is a woman who also has perm hair. Then they pull out another sister and she has natural hair, okay? As a matter of fact, she had a short bush. So, long story short, because I don't want to get gory, he opens the brain, he opens the cranial of both women and therefore shows me the brains of both. The woman who did not have a perm, who just had that, it looked like a little small fade, nothing was different with her brain. It was nothing. It was just like a gray matter, just regular brain. The woman who had permed her hair, she had similar, not as much as the other female, the first female I saw, but she did have discolorization, and ironically, differently between the other woman, she still had that little spongy corrosion in her brain area, but it wasn't dark like the other female. And so when he starts showing me, you know, okay, this is common, this type of colorization is usually all up here. And then when I think about it, this is the area we always want to touch up the most. We kind of like keep that kitchen, not so much. But then again, I couldn't really, the brain is not, it's more pronounced here than it is back here. So of course you will see a lot of discolorization and a lot of the corrosion in this area of the brain than any other part of the brain.
All praises, but I'm just saying, I'm just speaking. Yes, these things are chemicals that burn into the brains of our sisters. They don't understand these things. But the majority of them, you'll see them with other people's DNAs on their heads. Why? Because they hate themselves. The Most High, that's also a curse, that a lot of them are bald. Read.
And walk with stretched forth necks.
So that our sisters walk around with stretched forth necks. Always in somebody's business. Always, the mouth is always going on. They don't know how to humble themselves. They're not acting as daughters of Sarah. Read.
And wanton eyes.
And wanton eyes, come on.
Walking and mixing as they go and making a tinkling with their feet.
Because during that time, my sisters used to have on the bracelets, the bells, the jewelry. Read.
Therefore the Lord will smite with a scab.
Will do what?
Will smite with a scab.
The Most High said he's going to smite you sisters that can't grow hair on the top of your head. That's that scab. This is the curse. Read.
The crown of the head of the daughter.
The head of the daughters of
Zion.
Read.
And the Lord will discover their secret parts.
And the Most High will discover their secret parts. Read on.
In that day the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet and their cords and their round tires like the moon.
Their round tires like jewels, the way they used to deck themselves. Read.
The chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, the bonnets and the ornaments of the ladies
and the ornaments, come on.
And the headbands.
And the what?
And the headbands.
Read.
And the tablets.
And the tablets, come on.
And the earrings. The rings and the nose jewels.
The nose jewels. Our sisters used to be decked out. Read.
The changeable suit of apparel and the mantles and the whipples and the crisping pins, the glasses and the fine linen and the hoods and the veil.
And the fine linen. Our women that walk around looking like harlots.
Right.
They were covered. They held themselves as the daughters of Sarah. Read.
And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell,
but yet and still it shall come to pass, instead of a sweet, beautiful, rose-filled smell, these pads, keep pads in mind on you women. What is the Most High going to do?
There shall be stink.
There shall be what?
Stink.
So you wonder why a woman will walk out of the bathroom after you, and you go in there if it's a single bathroom and it just smells horrible. Why? Because the Most High smit them with a stink smell.
Right.
A stink behind is what God is saying.
Right.
A bald head and a big mouth and a stink behind.
Right.
That's what God says. Thus saith the Lord.
Right.
Thus saith the Lord. Read on.
And instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of well set hair, baldness.
Oh man, the Most High told you twice. Instead of a girdle, a belt, a rent. You walk around, look at these sisters. They don't care about how they look. The Most High stricken them with that pot belly.
Right.
Hanging all out the shirt. Then you want to cover it with spandex. Right. Our women didn't look like that. Our women were decked out. They had class. Thus saith the Lord. Read on.
And instead of a stomacher, a girder of sackcloth.
Woo, come on.
And burning instead of beauty.
And what?
Burning instead of beauty.
That's that STD, burning your tail.
Right.
That is that STD, burning your tail. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 54 before the sister goes. We're going to prove all things. These curses only fit one nation of people, man. How are we last hired, first fired, bottom of society? We got to go to these nations for everything. The Bible records these curses. They will only happen to one nation of people. We've been here for this long, don't even got banks to our own. We don't even have our own hospitals. We don't even have our own education system. How in the world you want to go to the enemy for education? Read.
Deuteronomy 28 and 54.
Come on.
So that the man that is tender among you,
our young men, the kings, the gods of Israel, they were tender. Look at them today. They're ready to kill each other over a damn sneaker. Read.
And very delicate.
And very delicate, a delicate heart, man. They had love for their brothers. Read.
His eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
I can't stand that nigga, Reggie. I want to kill him. Read.
And toward the wife of his bosom.
And to what?
The wife of his bosom.
The Most High is going to explain how our young men hate the wives of their bosoms. Read.
And toward the remnant of his children.
And to his children, come on.
Which he shall leave.
Which he shall what?
Leave.
Who's known for leaving the kids with the woman? Who's known for just being a damn baby daddy. The wife is just a jump off. That's my girlfriend. To hell with them kids. To hell with those kids. Well, I'm gonna get you for child support, nigga. That's all we're known for. That's it. Read on. Drop down. Give me the woman now. What's the attributes of the Israelite woman today? It's recorded in the scriptures. Read.
The tender and delicate woman.
The tender and delicate woman. Sis, if you look behind me, look at our daughters. Look at our daughters. Look around. God called them tender and delicate. Not hood rats, jump offs, and baby mamas.
Right.
Brawlers in the damn street. Read.
Delicate women among you, which would not venture to set the sole of her feet upon the ground for delicateness.
Our women didn't even want to put their feet on the ground for tenderness and delicateness, man. Read.
And tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom.
God says her eyes are also going to be evil towards her Lord, her husband. Nigga, you can't tell me what to do.
Right.
You ain't nothing. I make more money than you. You ain't nothing but a nigga. You can't even get a job. I'm making the money. Read.
And toward her son.
And what?
And toward her son.
Why? Because she's raising an effeminate in the house, man.
Right.
Read.
And toward her daughter.
Towards her daughter. She's letting her daughters go out there and be whores and harlots and having boyfriends.
Right.
Read.
And toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet.
Uh-oh. Doesn't that sound like Planned Parenthood? You're quick to kill that baby that comes from between your feet, your womb. Your womb. Read.
And toward her children which she shall bear.
And towards her children which she shall bear. This only fits one nation of people. The proof is in the pudding. It's high time we wake up. No longer are we coons, jigaboos, and spits. Come back to your true nationality. We are the Israelites.
That's right.
We are God's chosen people.
Right.
We are the kings.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.